Yes. Rowley now, all your prime minister, he gone in Tobago. Election coming, election in the air. So here come to tell Tobago, well, I bring in self-governance bill and we're going to do the autonomy and so on, and I'm going to mark off X amount of nautical miles and so on. We're going to do it, and then we're going to let you all have a Ministry of Energy or a Secretary of Energy and get negotiations to do some deep water blocks and see what Tobago have. Here come to talk that. Here come to talk about the investment central block and that the central government going to give Tobago, and so here come for that. Here Rowley's strategy. That Farley and he team is UNC. In other words, Farley coming with them Indian, and Indian coming to take over Tobago. So black man, vote PNM. That is how asinine Keith Rowley is. That's how simplistic. That's his level of strategy and politics. That's his ability level. The man is, you're not supposed to say retarded again, and politically incorrect, but for Rowley I go use it. The man is retarded. The man is slow. The man is useless. The man is a scumbucket. The man is low character. The man has no principles. The man can't even keep. He piggy licks in his jeans. Anytime he see man wife who below him, he just take it. As the girl who was eating chips in Tobago, the one who work in office of Prime Minister, she leave she husband home and went eating Rowley chips. That's a kind of scumbucket you all vote for as a Prime Minister. If you want to be a sweet boy, well, go online with a plenty sweet boy all over the country. But to be a Prime Minister, I don't mean sweet boy. He's not no sweet boy. He's a scumbucket. One woman sit down by he in a function, they just feel to go and bathe with blue soap. That is what kind of sick man he is. So that is his level. Calcutta ship. Remember, he sat down there. Calcutta ship. The thing was going TOP 75. PNM come and say them Indian coming on Calcutta ship. 12-0, yes? Race politics. Rowley come back with that race politics. Trying to say, we are not to do with Farley. He's a UNC. We and Farley are not to do. Farley will deal with Farley in Tobago. Kamala say respect Tobago. Tobago handle Tobago affairs. Kamala is central government. Give all your money, all you do, all you have to do. Kamala don't input candidate there because she believe that Tobago knows what's best for Tobago. Rowley come out to say, oh, Farley is UNC because he'd have Indian. That's what his plan is. And then he says in the Diwali message, listen to this, because this is when you know somebody's pathological. Eh? He do this 3 days before. Then he come and say this. Prime Minister calls for return to unity. All you don't laugh and don't choke on all your juice and all your popcorn and thing. You know. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has called for a return to the unity he believes the country was founded upon. We are the nation that started from the very first day of our existence to embrace all. In our national anthem, it says, every creed and race find an equal place. From the very first day of this nation, Dr. Eric Williams divided this nation around race and politics because he was afraid of the coalescing opposition forces. He gerrymandered the boundaries through the EBC, and he created a situation and told them massa they done in Woodbrook, in Woodford Square, because a so-called Trini white man had gone to join the Indian and them. And Williams laid the foundation of division, then called the East Indians and so on the recalcitrant minority. He then practiced discrimination across the board with resources, where East Indian had to see about themselves. And so, well, that actually turned out to be a blessing in disguise, because the children of cane cutters became neurosurgeons, professors, businessmen, doctors, lawyers, all across the board, excelling in academia. But this Klong says, every creed and race shall find an equal place. And he says that's an entitlement within these borders, and it's embodied in our constitution that covers every one of us. This the man who during COVID banned open fire cremation from the Hindu community without a bit of science. This the man who at a sports day of the PNM has red gorillas pulling the sari off of an Indian woman and laughing. This is the man who practices geographical discrimination to the corporations that are run by the UNC. This is the man who does not play PR and flood politics, but he plays politics of going on a vessel to pretend he put diesel to mark the borders. He drive past whenever the south, central and south is flooded. He goes to Tobago to play golf. He helps no one, cares about no one. When he puts a minister, a man who has no ability to provide water, and central and south are suffering from water, he don't care. This is the man who goes out and says national awards for the last 4 years. Over 100 African get award and only 8 Indian. You see, the Douglas could watch it and talk it because the Douglas is pure Indian and pure African. Mixed 50-50. So I could watch it. All your Indian can't say that and all your African can't say that because they go say it race. The Douglas has no race. So when you have a national awards and it's only PNM and only African and 2 or 3 token PNM Indian getting awards. On 2 years ago it was 27 African national awards and 4 Indian. That's correct. When the population is 38%. Really? And also where for the last 25 years from SCA throughout school, Cape, CSEC, into university, East Indians in Trinidad and Tobago have been excelling. Back in the 50s, 60s and early 70s, African people were excelling at QRC and other institutions, scholarship, tertiary education. It was black African people who were top in the place. But the PNM policy, the PNM creating the cult that changed the culture of African people in Trinidad to become gimme, gimme. Break down the family, break down the education, don't put time and focus on books. East Indian went in the cowshed, that PNM call it cowshed. The Mahasaba and the Muslim groups made schools and put focus. And children started to excel in academia. For the last 18 years, I've been on radio coming forward. The top 200 in SCA, that's why you had to go freedom of information now. When you have the top 200, 160 to 167 is East Indian name. You get about 20 to 25 African name and the rest mix up like Douglas, wherever you want to say, Chinese, Syrian, white, whatever. That is over 70% of the top 200. When you see 50 lawyers from Trinidad, 35 is Indian. When you see 50 doctors graduate, 40 is Indian. All you don't want to face the reality. You have to face the reality. And when something is good, you see it's good. So you commend the Mahasaba and the Muslim schools and so on who have done well. And if you want to make it correct and get the African youth up to the level that they used to be, because the Africans used to be the best, the brightest, then you have to put the resources. You have to say, rather than mashing up the Concordat, all you come, take my government schools, I'm giving you all extra funding. I want the discipline, I want the culture, I want the sport, I want the extracurricular, I want the performances. But PNM don't like that. PNM want you saying, yes, minister. Remember Donna Cox say, I am not a minister in the ministry, I am a minister. That's so important to them. That's why the rain fall and she weave in the Red House. This Prime Minister Rowley says, this nation is built of a people of all races, creeds, color, and class. That's Trinidad and Tobago's strength. This from the Great Divider. The most disgusting racist messages on Indian Arrival Day and Emancipation Day. This is the man who equated or said that indentured laborers came and they signed contracts and they were paid to try and say that indentured laborers didn't suffer as African. This one in his Indian Arrival Day message and Emancipation Day messages of the last 3 or 4 years, the most divisive, nonsensical stupidness. This man who attacked the Hindu religion, did he go Diwali? Theorup Dimal, what was his name? Senator Timal. Did Rowley go and talk in the Nagar? Oh, he didn't. You went to talk. You were the feature speaker on the main night, the Saturday night, as independent senator, and you talk about Kangaloo and what she say about Mother Earth, and so you couldn't even mention Kamala name, head of the NCIC, The Nagar, but you didn't say nothing about Rowley disrespecting. Was he there? I didn't hear no speech. I'm looking out for it. If I wrong, show me. Play Rowley's speech at the Nagar. This man who said unity and great, not a Hindu in the cabinet. Rohan look across at me in the Senate. He say he's a Pentecostal. And Avinash Singh is not in the cabinet. He's a junior minister. Not a Hindu in the cabinet of 23. But he say unity in every creed and race. National awards, only African, no Hindu. Except if Kusal is a Hindu.